There's something about this moment that feels different, isn't there? You scrolled through countless videos, passed by 1,000 distractions, yet your finger stopped here, right here. And now you're listening to these words, as if some invisible thread pulled you toward this exact point in time. Ibn Arabi, the 12th century mystic whom history crowned as Al-Sheikh Al-Akbar, the greatest master, would tell you this is no coincidence. He would whisper that the universe doesn't move randomly, that every breath you take, every choice you make, is part of a greater tapestry you can't yet see. But here's what unsettles most people. If you didn't find this by accident, then what does that say about everything else in your life? Most of us walk through existence believing we're in control. We wake up, make decisions, navigate our days with the illusion that we're the authors of our story. But Ibn Arabi saw through this veil. He understood that what we call coincidence is actually something far more profound, a meeting point between your inner state and the outer world, a divine attraction pulling you toward what your soul needs to encounter. When you stumbled upon this video, it wasn't just an algorithm or luck. It was your consciousness, that restless seeker within you, recognizing something it needed to hear. Your soul called out into the void, and the universe answered. Not with thunder or spectacle, but with this quiet moment, this conversation. Think about the last time something happened that you couldn't explain. A person appeared at exactly the right moment. A book fell open to the precise page you needed. A song played that spoke directly to the ache in your chest. We dismiss these moments. We call them flukes, random chance. But what if they're not? What if your life is constantly speaking to you in a language you've forgotten how to understand? Ibn Arabi spent his life decoding this language. He called it the language of the soul, and he insisted that everything you encounter is a mirror, a reflection of something deeper within you. Every person you meet reflects something within you. Every obstacle reveals a hidden truth. Every joy points towards something you're meant to become. This isn't poetry or metaphor. This is the structure of reality itself, according to Ibn Arabi's most profound teaching, Wahdat al-Wujud, the unity of being. He taught that there is only one ultimate reality, one necessary being that cannot not exist, and that is God. All else is dependent, contingent, a possibility that has been granted temporary existence. The moment you clicked on this video, you were already searching for something. Maybe you don't even know what it is yet. Maybe it's a question you can't articulate, a feeling you can't name. But your deeper self knows, it always knows, and it guided you here because somewhere in these words lies a piece of the puzzle you've been trying to solve. Ibn Arabi would say you're experiencing what he called divine attraction, the pull of the soul toward truth. It's not forceful. It doesn't demand. It simply invites. And when you're ready, when your heart is open enough, you follow. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. If you accept that you were meant to be here, you must also accept that nothing in your life is truly accidental. That relationship that broke you, it was shaping you. That failure that crushed your spirit, it was redirecting you. The pain you carry like a stone in your chest, it's not punishment, it's transformation disguised as suffering. Ibn Arabi understood that the human journey is not about avoiding darkness. It's about descending into it willingly, knowing that on the other side lies a version of yourself you haven't met yet. Most people spend their lives running from this truth. They fill the silence with noise, distract themselves with endless stimulation, build walls around their hearts to keep the questions out. But the questions always find a way in. Late at night, when the world goes quiet, they resurface. Who am I really? Why am I here? What does any of this mean? These aren't just philosophical exercises, they're the trembling of your soul trying to wake you up. And if you've made it this far in this video, it means something in you is ready to wake up, ready to stop pretending that life is just a series of random events strung together by chance. Ibn Arabi taught that every moment contains eternity, that within this single breath, within this exact second, all of time exists simultaneously. Past, present, future, they're all happening now, woven together in a cosmic dance that your limited perception can't fully grasp. So when you found this video, you weren't just stumbling into the present. You were meeting a version of yourself that has always existed, waiting for this moment of recognition. The you that clicked on this video is not the same you that will finish watching it. Something is shifting. even if you can't feel it yet. Let me take you deeper into Ibn Arabi's vision. He described creation itself as an act of divine desire that emanates from love. There's a sacred saying he referenced, a whisper from the divine. I was a hidden treasure that wasn't known, and I loved to be known, so I created creation. Think about the implications of this. You exist because God wanted to be known. Your consciousness, your awareness, your capacity to love and suffer and wonder, all of it exists because the infinite wanted to see itself reflected in finite form. This means your life is not an accident. Your existence is not random. You are a necessary expression of the divine, a unique manifestation that could never be replicated. Ibn Arabi would tell you that when you look into the mirror of your own soul, you are seeing one of the infinite faces of God. Not that you are God, but that you are a place where the divine reveals itself, where eternity meets time, where the infinite experiences limitation and discovers itself anew through your eyes. This is why transformation requires surrender. And surrender is terrifying because it means releasing control, admitting that you don't have all the answers, that maybe you never did. It means trusting that the path ahead, though uncertain, is exactly where you need to go. Ibn Arabi would tell you that trust is not blind faith. It's profound knowing. It's the quiet certainty that beneath the chaos, beneath the pain, beneath everything that seems broken, there's an intelligence at work. An intelligence that brought you here to this moment for a reason you might not understand until much later. But let's address the paradox that haunts everyone who encounters these teachings. If everything is predetermined, if all moments exist simultaneously in divine knowledge, then what about free will? What about choice? Ibn Arabi reconciles this paradox by pointing to different perspectives. From the divine view, everything is decreed and unfolding exactly as willed. From the human view, effort and choice are demanded. Both are real, both are true. The wise one lives in surrender but also in responsibility, acting with intention and leaving results to the divine. Destiny is written, yet choice is given. Heaven and hell are not just future destinations, but present states within your heart right now. When your soul aligns with divine mercy, with love, with truth, you taste paradise, even in this life. When you rebel in arrogance, in fear, in separation, you taste hell even before death. Ibn Arabi taught that these are not metaphors. They are actual states of consciousness you move through every single day. So what does it mean to live this truth? What does it mean to accept that you didn't find this video by accident? It means recognizing that every moment is a gift, a divine appointment. It means understanding that the people who hurt you were mirrors showing you where you needed to heal. The loves you lost were teaching you about the nature of attachment and letting go. The dreams that died were making space for something more aligned with who you're becoming. Ibn Arabi called this journey Sayri Suluk, the spiritual journey within. It's a turning inward, but not a turning away from life. It's a recognition that the outer world is a reflection of your inner landscape. Every pain, every loss, every moment of waiting is like a letter etched into the walls of a labyrinth. And time itself is not designed to make you lost. Time is a labyrinth designed to lead you back to yourself. If you learn to read these letters, these signs that life keeps placing in your path, you will not be lost. You'll begin to see the pattern. You'll start to recognize that the universe has been speaking to you all along, in the language of coincidence, in the language of synchronicity, in the language of moments, exactly like this one. The question is not whether the signs are there. The question is whether you're willing to see them. Ibn Arabi spoke of what he called the contemplative penetration of cosmic atmosphere. This means learning to read the symbolic language of existence itself. He saw mystical correspondences everywhere, eternal prototypes reflected in the material world, divine attributes revealing themselves through the movements of planets, the cycles of nature, the rhythms of human experience. To him, nothing was mundane. Everything was charged with meaning, pulsing with divine presence. When you begin to live from this awareness, everything changes. You stop seeing yourself as separate from the world, isolated, struggling alone against indifferent forces. You start to experience what Ibn Arabi called the unity of being, the recognition that you are woven into a living tapestry of consciousness. Not that you lose your individuality, but that you discover your individuality is one note in an infinite symphony. essential and irreplaceable. This teaching is not pantheism, not the belief that God is simply the material world. Ibn Arabi's vision is far more subtle. He taught that only God possesses being in himself, that being is God's very essence. For creatures, being is alone, not part of their essence. This means you don't own your existence. You can't be independent even for the blinking of an eye without him who lends you being. Think about what this means. Right now, in this very moment, your existence is being sustained by something beyond you. You are not a self-sufficient entity moving through an indifferent universe. You are a wave in an ocean that believes itself separate from the water. Ibn Arabi would say that creatures are relative, possible non-existence that has been granted temporary manifestation. Only God is being. Everything else is possibility made temporarily real. This is not meant to diminish you. It's meant to reveal the truth of your existence. Ibn Arabi wrote that being is the divine essence itself, and if a creature claimed to possess being independently, it would be claiming to share in God's divinity. But you don't possess being. You participate in it. You are held within it. You are an expression of it. And here's the mystery that Ibn Arabi spent his life exploring. We cannot know the meaning of being because we are creatures who have not smelled its perfume. How can you know the essence of something you've never truly tasted? He wrote that God is described as absolute being, and to know him means knowing his being, which is not other than his essence. But his essence cannot be known. Only his attributes are knowable. This means there's a limit to what the mind can grasp. You can know the qualities, the manifestations, the effects of the divine, but the essence itself remains forever beyond your comprehension. Ibn Arabi insisted that knowledge of the truth of divine essence is forbidden, not by some arbitrary decree, but by the very nature of reality. It's known neither by proof nor by intellectual argument, and cannot be defined. Yet somehow, mysteriously, you can experience it. Not through thinking, but through being. Not through analysis, but through presence. Ibn Arabi taught that there are ways of knowing that transcend the intellect, states of consciousness, where the boundary between knower and known dissolves. This is the path of the mystic, the way of direct experience rather than conceptual understanding. Ibn Arabi used many metaphors to help us grasp this relationship between God and creation. He compared the divine to the sun and creation to its light. The light doesn't share the sun's essence, but it comes from the sun and reveals the sun. He also compared creator and creatures to light and shadows. Light, being, is one, and its shadows multiply according to the number of things it illuminates. He spoke of the rainbow, where sight deceives us and we see many colors that are really only refractions of white light. In the same way, we see multiplicity in the world, but it's all manifestations of the single reality. He compared the human spirit to a mirage in the desert, an image of water without there being any water. The spirit is perceived, but not independently existent. Ibn Arabi wrote, "If the covering is removed from the spirit, and it looks, it realizes that it is a mirage in the form of water. It sees in fact no existing thing capable of serving God as it owes it to itself to do, with the exception of the one who created the acts, that is to say, God. It then finds that God is the same as what it imagined its own essence to be." Read that again. Let it land. When the veil is lifted, when you see clearly, you realize that what you thought was your independent self is actually a mirage. And behind that mirage is the only true actor, the only real existence. This doesn't mean you disappear. It means you discover what you really are. Not a separate entity, but a place where the divine reveals itself. Ibn Arabi emphasized what he called the double mirror. You are a mirror in which God sees himself, and God is a mirror in which you see yourself. Neither exists independently of the other in this dance of manifestation. The creatures are mirrors of God, and God is the mirror of the creatures. This reciprocal relationship is the heart of existence itself. Now think about what this means for how you live. Ibn Arabi wrote that, if we look at our world through the unity of being, we find that life flows into every corner, in humans, animals, trees, and stones. Life renewed with every breath. And we see the divine names manifested in everything. Every creature becomes sacred. Every moment becomes holy. Every encounter becomes a meeting with the divine in disguise. He asked, If we make that vision real, how could we stretch out our hand to do harm to a creature? For even if we cannot see God in it, at least we know that He is in it. This is the foundation of universal brotherhood, of compassion that extends beyond the human to embrace all of existence. When you recognize that everything is a manifestation of the one reality, violence becomes impossible. Hatred becomes absurd. Separation becomes the only real illusion. But Ibn Arabi was careful to maintain distinctions even within unity. He wrote, "Affirm diversity in immutability, but keep it away from existence. Affirm unity in existence, but keep it away from immutability." This means that in the realm of eternal possibility before manifestation, there is diversity. But in actual existence, there is only unity. The many exist as possibilities, but only the one truly exists. In his book Kitab al-Alif, he wrote, "Number and multiplicity appear only through his action on intelligible, non-existent levels. Thus, all that is in existence is one, for if it were not one could not validly affirm unity with God." And in Kitab al-Jalala, he put it even more succinctly, "Thus the whole of existence is in reality one, and there is nothing beside it." This is radical. This is unsettling. This challenges everything you think you know about yourself and the world. Ibn Arabi is saying that when you look at the apparent multiplicity around you, the billions of separate things and beings, you're seeing a kind of cosmic illusion. Not that these things don't exist, but that they don't exist independently. They exist as waves in the ocean of being, as modifications of the single reality, as God's self-disclosure in infinite forms. The relationship between the whole and the part becomes crucial here. Ibn Arabi taught that the existent is either necessarily existent, which applies to the whole, or contingently existent, which applies to the part. Divine lordship is the whole. Human servitude is the part. But here's the key. A whole has no existence except in a part, and a part has no existence except in a whole. They're interconnected, inseparable, mutually dependent. Thus, the whole is united with the part, and both are connected to the origin, namely, existence. The common people and the ignorant are ruled by multiplicity, by the appearance of separate things, but the chosen knowledgeable are ruled by the origin, the unity of existence. Those who adhere to the origin don't experience distraction or restlessness. They remain established in knowledge and understanding, but those who adhere to the branch experience restlessness and distraction. Things become many in their eyes, so they forget and become distracted and ignorant. This is why the mystic path involves stages of transformation. Ibn Arabi and those who followed his teachings described 3 stages. In the first stage, since in the soul the real multiplicity is evident, but the unity is hidden, the traveler on the mystical path inevitably overcomes the multiplicity with unity. The soul ceases to dominate, and multiplicity disappears completely. In the second stage, since in the spirit the unity is evident, but the multiplicity of known realities is hidden, the unity disappears when the spirit is transcended, and the multiplicity of realities emerges. On the third stage, the traveler experiences a harmonization between these 2 states. Unity and multiplicity are both seen clearly, not as contradictions, but as complementary aspects of the same reality. The goal is not to deny multiplicity or to dissolve into undifferentiated unity. The goal is to see both simultaneously, to recognize that forms are real as manifestations, while understanding that only God is real as being. This is the station of perfection, where you can function in the world of multiplicity while remaining rooted in the consciousness of unity. Ibn Arabi explained that as long as you are bound by the determinations of worldly existence, which include consciousness of yourself as a separate entity, you are shielded from witnessing the unity of existence. Your sense of being an independent self is the veil that prevents direct experience of what is. But when that veil is lifted, when the fetter of self-consciousness is broken, you witness the unity directly. This is terrifying to the ego. Your entire sense of identity is built on the assumption of separation, of being a distinct individual navigating through a world of other distinct individuals and objects. To realize that this separation is illusory, that you are not what you think you are, that the you've been defending and promoting all your life is a kind of cosmic fiction. This is ego death. And ego death feels like actual death because, in a sense, it is. But on the other side of that death is something the ego could never imagine, the discovery that you are not less than you thought, but infinitely more. You are not a small, isolated fragment of existence. You are existence itself, localized, particularized, expressing itself as this unique form, this specific perspective, this unrepeatable manifestation. Ibn Arabi would tell you that the journey you're on, the one that led you to click on this video, is the journey from ignorance to knowledge, from multiplicity to unity, from separation to recognition. And every step of that journey, every pain and every joy, every loss and every gain is necessary. There are no accidents. There are no mistakes. There is only the unfolding of what must unfold, the revelation of what has always been hidden, waiting to be seen. So when you ask yourself why you found this video, the answer is both simple and profound. You found it because you were ready to find it. Not ready in the sense of having achieved some level of spiritual attainment, but ready in the sense that your soul had reached a point where it needed to hear these words, where it needed to be reminded of what it already knows deep down. And what it knows is this: you are not separate. You have never been separate. The loneliness you feel, the sense of isolation, the fear that you're alone in an indifferent universe, these are products of forgetting. They arise when you mistake the part for the whole, when you identify exclusively with your individual form and forget your essential nature. Ibn Arabi's teachings are an invitation to remember, not to believe something new, but to recognize something ancient, to wake up from the dream of separation and realize that you are held, sustained, pervaded by the very ground of being itself. That there is no moment when you are not in intimate contact with the divine because you are made of the divine. You are where the divine is experiencing this particular corner of itself. This recognition doesn't solve all your problems. It doesn't make pain disappear or ensure that life will be easy, but it changes the meaning of everything. Suffering becomes initiation. Loss becomes letting go. Death becomes transformation. And life, this precious, temporary, impossibly beautiful manifestation of consciousness, becomes what it always was: a love letter from the infinite to itself. You didn't find this video by accident, because there are no accidents in a universe where everything is the self-disclosure of a single reality. You found it because some part of you, the part that has never forgotten its origin, recognized the scent of truth and followed it here. And now that you're here, now that these words have been spoken and heard, you have a choice. You can close this video and return to the consensus reality, the agreed-upon dream of separation and struggle. Or you can take what you've heard and let it work on you. Let it question your assumptions, let it crack open the shell of your separate self just enough for light to enter. You can begin to look at your life as Ibn Arabi looked at existence, as a sacred text, as a love story, as the divine's attempt to know itself through the unique lens of your consciousness. The path is not easy. Ibn Arabi walked it. Countless mystics before and after him have walked it. And it demands everything. It demands your certainties, your comfortable illusions, your cherished identity. It demands that you die before you die, that you surrender the false self to discover the real self. But what it offers in return is worth any price: the direct knowledge of your own essential nature, the recognition of your unity with all that is, the peace that comes from knowing you are exactly where you need to be, always have been, always will be. So here we are at what seems like an ending but is really a beginning. Ibn Arabi would remind you that in the unity of existence, there are no true endings and no true beginnings. There is only this eternal now, this endless unfolding, this love affair between God and God's creation, which are not two but one seen from different angles. You didn't find this video by accident. You found it because you are the universe becoming conscious of itself. You are the divine seeking to know itself. You are being desiring to experience itself from this unique, irreplaceable perspective. And in this moment, through these words, something is shifting. A veil is thinning. A memory is stirring. And you are beginning to remember what you never truly forgot, that you are not separate. You have never been separate. You could never be separate, because there is only one, and you are that. The journey continues, the path unfolds, the mystery deepens, and you, beautiful expression of the infinite, you are exactly where you need to be. Welcome home. Welcome to the recognition that has been waiting for you since before time began. Welcome to the unity that was never broken, the love that was never lost, the truth that was always here quietly waiting for you to remember.